Okay, so then, who will join James Wade and Johnny Clayton into the semi-finals tomorrow on Saturday? Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to yet another video, folks. Today we're predicting day 7 of the quarterfinal predictions, betting tips, ACCA, order of play and TV time. World Matchplay Darts 2025. Quarterfinals of the Betfred 2025 World Matchplay concludes at the Winter Gardens on Friday. So check out Chris Hammer's match by match predictions, best bets, suggest ACCA. And last night we saw James Wade roll back the years and beat Gian Van Veen 16-13. And then Johnny Clayton was too strong for Stephen Bunting 16-7. Right. Before you get into the YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button, thumbs up, and it's free to do. It gave us, it takes 2 seconds. Right, let's get this show on the road. Starting with Luke Littler versus Andrew Gilding. The question of everyone's mind of how on earth Andrew Gilding has prepared for a daunting challenge of facing Luke Littler over the best of 31 legs. Hopefully he's not been spending too much time getting stiff in his hotel room watching Netflix again. If he has that kind of preparation, didn't do him any harm in the last 2 rounds as he sailed through with 100 plus averages. Andrew Gilding has clarified his legendary stiff comments. Let's hear from him.
I think I said on stage, feeling really stiff after this 2 days ago. I've just been watching Netflix. I think I said on stage, feeling really stiff after this 2 days because I've just been watching Netflix.
So the former UK Open champion is also one of the handful of players who can boast about knocking Littler out of a major tournament, having achieved a defeat at last year's European Championship. But that was a much shorter format. But the Nuke, who beat Gilding in a hard-fought encounter on his World Championship debut, at least, but learned how awkward Gilding's slow playing style it can be that night. And he assisted in his press conference on the other night that he'll be focusing hard on adapting to this different challenge. And if anyone have been doubting Littler's attitude at any point in this season, or wondering if his attention has been taken away by other interesters away from the hockey, but he proved just how badly he wants this title, but by displaying genuine emotion and fighting spirit when the chips were down against Jermaine Wattimena. He's obviously dangerous when things are going smoothly. When he's in this mood, like he exploded during that tough night against Ryan Joyce at the A-Form at the World Championships, or when doubt is starting to emerge and after the aforementioned European Championship exit, he proves he can find another level that ends up breaking records and winning titles. They played each other like 3 times. There's currently 2-1 to Luke Littler, but I think Luke Littler will have too much scoring power for Gilding. I'm going for him to win 16-8. And then the last match on, Josh Rock versus Gerwyn Price. This could be the match in darts history where the 2 players on stage generate more noise than the crowd. Slightly aggregation, of course, but the atmosphere tonight will be electric on and off the hockey as Gerwyn Price takes on Josh Rock in a clash that epitomizes blockbuster. There'll be a lot giving it large on stage. Josh Rock promises fireworks when he faces Gerwyn Price at the World Matchplay. Can't wait.
I'm looking forward to it. I think we're looking forward to it too. Obviously, the World Cup, we're both giving it large as anything. There'll be a lot of giving it in place. Obviously, what happened between Casey and Darryl, that's between them 2, but me and Casey's not like that, so. But it'll be a very interesting match. If anybody gives it large to me, I keep it in because I know I can feed off of it. Michael kept giving it those. Everybody heard him the first day, 150, 128. Well, sorry. Correct myself. He kept quiet the 138 because I think he knew it was 10-10. So, but I just kept building that, and I was like, you hit that winning double, you just go out and I've done that.
That may well useful against Gerwin Price in the next round then?
But with Gerwin, he knows I'm going to get my bike, so it's going to be hard to keep it in, but it's going to be a good match between him and Gerwin.
The last time their paths crossed was obviously that astonishing World Cup final back in June, when Rock teamed up with Daryl Gurney to claim a highly charged yet sporting sporting victory over Price and Johnny Clayton. So hopefully there'll be drama on the par with that tonight. So this is one of the most incredible deciding legs to win any darts tournament ever. Astonishing achievement from Daryl Gurney and Josh Rock, but great sportsmanship from Price and Clayton at the end of the greatest World Cup final ever in history.
The finishing from the Welsh. Keeping them in it. But the scoring from Northern Ireland. They've hit 11 180s.
Isn't darts just the most wonderful sport?
Oh, the raw.
Drama. The drama. That is 9 darts thrown in the deciding leg of a World Cup final. And he leaves Daryl Gurney just 16.
The opposing players are high-fiving each other because of their brilliance. One of the greatest World Cup of darts games, let alone finals, is going to end in a moment. Does it end with a 10-darter and Northern Ireland's first ever title?
Wonderful World Cup final you may ever see. And Daryl Gurney is literally in tears. He's a champion in his own right. Now, partnering Josh Rock, they are World Cup winners. And full credit to Gerwin Price and Johnny Clayton here. This is wonderful scenes in Frankfurt. Josh Rock is a World Cup winner, but it'd be hard to believe that he will not win many more singles events. The standard show averaged 107 on his own. Over 19 legs of purely wonderful darts. Astonishing.
Of course, Price has already managed to gain a measure of revenge on Gurney earlier in this tournament when the needle explodes with most post-match reactions between the pair to all the headlines by this encounter, but they'll be more respectful, fiery rather than anything like we saw on Monday night. This camera angle of Gerwin Price and Daryl Gurney, how can you not love darts? Come on now. And there's the roar again. Yeah, he loved that. He enjoyed that. Oh, words exchange. Shades over the 2019 Premier League, where Gurney and Price having a bit of shenanigans. Price and Rock have recent history between the best out of each other, with the Welshman coming out on top with a Players' Championship final 8-7, even though his opponent averaged a whopping 110.70. And it wasn't enough, but Rock upped his average over 111.42 in their most recent individual clash on the European Tour. But this time, it was enough for him to run out a 6-4 winner en route to the semi-finals. If darts was like boxing, when it pitted players against each other, with the purpose of putting on a show that will sell thousands of tickets, then this fixture will be high on the list. But I fully expected it to deliver. Rock has really come come of age in the past few months, and his thrilling victory over Michael van Gerwen last round proves he can stand up against the legends of the game in the biggest events, while Price is clearly getting back a level where he's being asked about being the best in the world right now. And the pair have also been hitting 180s at a very healthy rate all season, and this week's Rock's 13th have come at 0.35 per leg, and Price's 14 have come at a rate of 0.45. Rock is generally more prolific maximum hitter, so don't let above figure make you assume the Iceman will dominate that particular battle tonight. But between them, we could see well into 20s. We should see well into the 20s, especially if we get close or more 30 legs of darts. I'm throwing with the last at least 5 ton plus checkouts into the mix as well for a nice little special that should come in. But if we do get a cracker in that logic is pointing towards, but Rock has managed 5 in the 23 legs, but he's won so far. But although Price has only hit 2 in 20 of his winning legs, but he was one of the most prolific from that range during the Premier League season, and it's not really asking much more from him. As for a winner, I'm edging with the Northern Irishman, but I also backed pre-tournament. But he's generally relishing this match, but with no hint of fear or nerves. But this time, to break through as a major winner could come this week. But I'm going for Gerwyn Price. I think Gerwyn Price will win it in an absolute fiery encounter to beat Josh Rock 16-14. My semi-finalist will be Luke Littler against Gerwyn Price. Price wins an epic, but what a final. Gerwyn Price defies 110 average from Josh Rock to triumph in a thrilling last leg shootout in the Players' Championship 12 final, and it's the 3rd Players' Championship title of 2025 for the Welshman.
But he's going to need an unforced error from the Iceman to have any sort of opportunity here. 99, 100, would have left 164 instead. It finds the shot to leave 126. Rock goes on the 18s. And he's not getting down to a finish, so Gerwyn Price now with the luxury of 2 visits at 126 to take the title.
Well, went to the 15 with Rock on 224. He's got time to play around. Leaves double top. All Josh Rock can do is throw as much pressure towards Price as possible. That is the maximum amount of pressure, quite literally. But Price up for tops. Now double 10. It is thrice for Price in Leicester. Gerwyn Price, a 3-time winner on the Pro Tour this year, gets a big old smooch from Josh Rock. Much deserved as well. That was a quality game of darts. Josh Rock leaves with an average of 110.7. However, Gerwyn Price did what he needed to do at the right times.
Right. That's my predictions then for day 7 of the quarterfinals of 2025 World Matchplay. It's been some tournament this. We saw shocks, surprises, a few upsets, but many more to come, I'm sure. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye!